Technologia.
Garage Chats episode 4. Back for another one.
Garage Chats episode 4.
What's on your mind, Joe?
Dill, I'm about to do something so fucking weird right now. Sorry, I'm on run right now.
Break it down.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Pick a number.
2. Does that fuck up the sequence?
No. That's
okay.
Perfect.
You weren't hoping I would say 1?
I was hoping you would say whichever number came to your mind.
2.
So that, 2. Okay,
2,
great.
2.
Sorry, this is so crazy. Alright. Imagine this. A friend was out hiking early one morning, sipping their coffee, enjoying the quiet. He hears rustling in the bushes. Thinks it's a deer, but it's a raccoon standing on 2 legs, staring at him like it just discovered civilization.
I'm with you. I'm with you so far, yeah?
The raccoon waddles over, grabs a water bottle, starts tipping it like a human, pouring a drink, realizing, unsure if he should be terrified, impressed, or both, freeze. After a little standoff, 2 minutes, the raccoon sloshes half the water on itself, grabs a granola bar, and disappears into the trees like nothing happened, leaving the friend soaked, hungry, and wondering if he just witnessed the first raccoon happy hour.
All right.
What's your thoughts?
I don't know. Cool piece of creative writing. Like, what's your angle with this? You gotta smile. What's your angle with this?
I don't truly have an angle. I'm now wondering, right now, off the cuff, tell me a 1-minute story.
Okay. Like,
Just
on the spot,
Just
make
on
up
the
a
spot,
1 minute
off
story.
the cuff, make up a 1-minute story right now, tell me.
Okay. So there's these 2 guys, right? Driving in their car, just pulled off the freeway, like, weekend trip, okay? These boys go to University of California, right? They just pulled off the I-5. They're heading away to cabin in the woods for the weekend, all right? It's a sick little family cabin that one of the boys has been chatting with this guy for like weeks, just being like, bro, come on, man, we gotta go out and hit it. Like, it's, you know, last weekend in October, bro, shit's gonna start getting cold soon. Like, let's head it out, okay? So yeah, the boys are chilling. Jeff and Randall, right? It's Jeff's parents' crib. So he got the keys dropped off from him earlier in the week. They're cruising out now. They just pulled off the I-5. They're on this little side road, right? Cruising down. They start to get into the pines, you know. This is in like South Cali. They're close to like Lake Tahoe kind of thing, right? Cruising off. Jeff turns to Randall. He's like, hey man, you want one of these? Whips him out a cigarette. Randall just looks back at him. He's like, bro, what? Like, a cigarette? Like, dude, this is 2026. Like, what do you mean, bro? And then they get hit by a semi-truck, just crossed over into the other lane. Boom. That's the story. That was got to be like a minute.
Wow.
Minute or 90 seconds. We need to know what happened with Jeff and Randall, man. We're invested now.
Major twist.
Major twist.
They just got hit by a tractor trailer.
Boom.
On a side road.
Yeah.
Alright, so here's my thoughts. Jeff and Randall, the boys, love that. How, like, I'm just, comparatively speaking, what were, like, the differences in our stories? Like, not, like, substance-wise, but...
Like, I mean, they both had an element of...
Can we compete with AI?
Oh, okay. This is the wider conversation.
That's the wider conversation. I just put in, off the cuff, Dillon showed up, we did an impromptu garage chats. Nothing to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Boys talked about everything right before we hit record.
Yeah.
So I thought, I mean, obviously there's so much to talk about, man. Like, it takes time, of course, like anything. But yeah, sorry, my dog's tweaking. She's got a bone under there. You want to grab it?
Yeah. No stress. Keep going. I'm with you.
Yeah, so, like, my thoughts are, like, I throw in the chat. I'm like, hey, impromptu podcast. Give me 3 themes. Or I said, give me a dark theme, a light theme, an educational theme, and...
That was the 1, 2, 3, 4.
I can't remember the 4th theme.
Okay,
yeah, that was the 1, 2,
word,
3, 4. You chose light.
Okay.
I said, give me a story, give me a prompt, give me something, anything, your choice.
Yeah.
Start off the podcast.
Word.
And it gave me this stupid fucking story about a raccoon.
Discovering potentially sentience.
Yeah. And this guy being like, what the fuck?
What
Possibly just witnessed a raccoon happy hour.
The part that I don't get is why the dude was wet. Like, at the end of the story, it's like he's standing there soaking wet.
What?
Wondering if he just noticed the first raccoon.
No.
Is that not what it said?
Couldn't have been.
That's what I heard,
Couldn't
bro.
have been. Let me retell the story. Just so we can, like... Okay, and then let's also quickly just take a minute here. Your story, like, you gave names. You gave context clues, as in, like, state, educational background, direction on the I-5, heading this way. Here's where they are geographically. Here's why they're doing what they're doing. Here's how the 2 characters met. Here's their names. Here's a little bit about their parents. Jeff's parents own. Holy context. Holy context. And I loved it. In my opinion, wow, what, I mean, obviously you, like, it was very rushed. Gave you, I said a minute, right? Like, but oh my god, I mean, you probably could have delved in and, like, created and woven an entire, like, storyline about all of these characters and their families.
Sidebar, I'm on the DHA right now. Just took my first omega-3 subs ever. Don't eat fish. Fish is like the only way to get I think it's like EPA and DHA and omega-3s. Just took my first subs earlier today, man. So my brain, it's getting that hit of DHA that's just first time in 25 years.
Docosahexaenoic acid.
I'm fish-brained, bro. I'm fish-brained right now. So I'm just getting it absolutely cooking. Okay, sidebar done. Could have made a story.
I'm going to build off of that, man. For anybody that's looking to have a dog, man, or has a dog, potentially, but this is more like for younger dogs, man, but I think supplementing it for, in general, is so good. But DHA, what we were just talking about.
Crazy chemical.
Oh my god.
Crazy chemical,
It is
man.
the brain-building block.
It's in prenatals for when you're having babies, man.
So, DHA is one of the most important things for dogs, specifically. The human benefit, I'm sure it's incredible, man. I only know the benefit for dogs. Like, wow, man. Like, there are studies for, like, dude, a dog with no DHA in their diet will not live. It is, like, the building block for their brains, man. It is the reason why they can, like, why they can live and why they're smart. It's interesting. Anyways, going back to it, I think that, like, looking at this AI story.
Yeah.
A friend was out hiking, sipping coffee, enjoying the quiet. Hears rustling, thinks it's a deer. It's a raccoon, on 2 legs, staring at him. Grabbing a water bottle, drinking it like a human. 2-minute standoff. Raccoon spills the water, grabs a granola bar, and fucks off. That's the story.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Bro, like, first of all, I've had hundreds and
It's like
hundreds
it's an alphabet soup of storytelling, man. It was just like this piece, that piece, boom, the end.
Bro, like, and like, I might have been asking too much from it, but like, I just like, I feel like that was the angle I was going at it. I wanted to compare your two stories.
Okay.
And like, look at it from like, I don't know, we're both in school right now. Like, let's talk about AI.
Yeah.
You mentioned about having a guest. Let's not talk about who it is. I don't know who this guy is. He's awesome. You like him. I've never met him. Sounds great. Sounds really smart.
This character in the story.
No. This is the guy that you want to have on the podcast that you were texting.
Oh, yeah.
That wants to talk about AI.
Yeah.
But the thing about AI is that it's so broad that we can have him on the chat to talk about his angle while also still having like our angle right now, and like only our angle that we're talking about now might only be like a 5-minute segue during the conversation with him.
Yeah.
That's how broad AI is.
Yeah.
Which we're going to touch on in the next podcast, I think.
It's a major emerging topic. Already emerged, but like...
Let's talk about it in education.
Yeah. Man. So like, I have a specific way I want to approach it, but before we do, I want to like have one last little visit into like the story concept that you were talking about.
Yeah.
First of all, great execution. Had no idea what I was getting into. You had a really good job keeping the veil down until it was like, here's the large thing.
Can I be honest? I am nuked right now. I had no... I mentioned like 2 minutes ago that I had an angle when I was talking to you. I had no angle, dude. I had no clue what I was doing until I like read the story out and was like, that was fucking alphabet soup, dude. I bet Dill could come up with a way sicker story. And then I was like, oh, I'm curious.
Yeah.
Because what do you call someone you're an academic.
Yeah.
I'm an academic, but I'm biased towards my own self, of course.
Mm-hmm. As everybody should be. A little skeptical of your own bias. Or are you just aware of your own bias? Yeah.
I'm aware of my own bias, which is why I asked you to do it. But like, if I like, I'm just biased to myself, of course. Like, I always think my stuff is better.
Yeah.
In every situation. Like, unless I'm working against someone who is like clearly demonstrated that they're better than me in the field, man, I just mentally feel like I'm better, and I feel like until I'm proven otherwise.
Yeah.
And then it's all ears.
Yeah.
Unless it's like I'm going in already to somewhere where someone is distinguished, like a professor in a class, like
definitely, like in the absence of an authority.
It's
like you go on your own dictation.
Yes. Yeah, 100%. Unless someone can show me that they're doing it better. I feel like you have to bet on yourself.
I fuck with that. You definitely have to bet on yourself, man. I think that's especially true in creative outlets. You know, like I listen to this like YouTube channel I've been listening to for a long ass time. Shout out Bro Science Life. Dom Mazzetti. It's like this guy who plays this character named Dom Mazzetti, and he just makes like the funniest. Like, I think it's really funny. Like, just like YouTube commentary around like workout culture and stuff like that. Has been doing it for like 15 years.
Hodge Twins type beat.
Similar, but like more fitness oriented, I'd say.
Hold on. When did those guys go off the rails? When I was
no idea, but I want to say it was probably like the late 2010s.
Okay. Anyways, back to your thing. Sorry, Hodge Twins. When I was growing up, weren't they the bar boys? They were like only lifting out on or working out on like bars. Like,
I think they were both. They definitely did like some bodybuilding.
They were all workout shit. Now I just see them on fucking stupid TikTok and things. Anyways, still continue.
They went the route of
Dom Spaghetti. Yeah,
Dom Mazzetti. Anyways, he's having this thing and he's talking about like, so in each of his videos, right, it's comedic, but he always has this one little nugget of like genuinely salient like content that he puts in that you're just like, whoa, like that was like, all the jokes aside, that was a real point.
For sure.
One of the things he talked about is like, this is all playing into the bit. I won't give the external context, but he basically made the argument that like everything is cringe when you first start doing it. Like people are like, oh man, like why would you do, like that's fucking cringe. But it's like, bro, working out is cringe. Fucking going hard for your job is fucking cringe. You know, being a good romantic partner is fucking cringe. It's like you can make
Trying something new, man. Being bad at something is cringe,
cringe, you know? And it's like, why would you do that? Like, oh, like, you're gonna go and do like acting? Like, bro, that's fucking cringe.
For sure.
You know, it's like everything is cringe until you have some degree of mastery in it.
Yeah, and I guess to unpack what you're saying and to put that on myself, which is I haven't done that before. Like, I feel like that explains completely my like immediate instinct to just like try and take, if it's something new like that no one else has. Again, like I said, that expertise that is
in the absence of a greater authority.
Yeah, in the absence of that, like I take on that role of like I'm doing it, like I'm the like I can do this, not in everything. Like I'm happy to share some whatever, but like in the moments, like what I'm talking about, the moments, dude. Like the guy who's gonna take the last shot, like unless Kobe's on the squad, I'm taking the shot, dude, because like. R.I.P. man. Like, but like seriously, I'm not talking about basketball. I'm dog shit at basketball too. Like it's just anything real life where some last shot scenario. Like it's like I want it. Mm-hmm. Unless there's a bona fide shooter on the squad, dude. Like I want the shot. Yeah, and I feel like that comes from, and that'll be from anything, man. Like I could be trying something brand new, man, like cricket. Okay. I'm gonna want that last hit, dude. Yeah. And maybe it's just because it's like, bro, like I don't want to be like viewed as the guy that's like, not good at something. Not, I hear that. Like not. And it's like if I'm not good at something, like I'll wear it, dude. But like I want that last shot, dude, so I could have a crack at being good at it. Yep. Yeah. Like put me in the. How else do you get good at it?
That's it.
And like. You also gotta believe you're good at shit. Like I believe I'm good at shit too much, and like, but like, what a good way to find out if you're good at stuff.
You've obviously heard of like the Dunning-Kruger effect.
I've heard of Dunning-Kruger.
Yeah,
buddy, I have written 600 fucking mythical names in my fucking notebooks with their whatever fucking theories I've been working on. And I have no clue what this guy's done. Yeah, or these two guys have done. What's this effect?
So, like, one, it's one of the most commonly, like, misrepresented theories. Yeah. Like, people position it as meaning one thing, when in reality, there's, like, a deeper meaning to it. The shorthand version is that these guys did a study on essentially, like, expertise and mastery. And what they found is that, like, basically, people with a little bit of knowledge in a field think that they know more of the total amount of knowledge in that field possible because of how little they know. Yeah. And so like, they don't even know you've started exactly. And the inverse of that, they also found true, is that people who have like a fundamental expertise in something will often underestimate how adept they are in this field. Right, yeah. And so it's like if you have two people having a conversation about something, one of them has been doing it for 10 years, one of them has been doing it for 6 months, and you were the third party hearing that conversation, and you're hearing the guy who's like been doing it for 6 months, you're like, yeah, bro, I know all this shit, whatever. And the other guy's kind of like, yeah, I mean, he's giving his feedback on things, but he's kind of in two worlds about it. He's like, yeah, this, but also that.
Kind of on the fence, yeah.
And then there's a third party. You're like, oh man, this guy sounded like he knew exactly what he was talking about.
Yeah, what do we value? Like, obviously, we value public-facing confidence, like more than anything. Yeah. Like, we want to be in with the party that knows what's going on. So we'd be like, this guy who's been doing it for 6 months, like without knowing, without being privy to how long they've been doing. That's obviously
another way to picture it is like,
that's the control.
If you think the box is 10 units big and you understand 9 units, you're like, bro, I know 90% of all the shit there is to know about this. Versus like if the box is 100 units big for you and you've got 60 units, you're more than 6 times more knowledgeable in that than the other guy. But because of how big you know that the box is, you're like, man, I don't know much of anything about it.
That was music for me.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting. Yeah.
Shit,
okay.
That was like crazy for me, man. I remember when I first did it, like, no one knew. And I'm just like, I studied it. You know, I'm on Facebook, I'm on SoundCloud, I'm looking at all these guys, these local rappers at the time. And, like, I'm just, like, looking at the feedback that they're receiving. And I'm like, oh, you know, like, tough, man. Like, just, like, and it sucks, man, because, like, it's an art form. People love what they're doing, right? Like, I never discourage people to do something if they enjoy it.
Kind of comes back to that idea, like, that cringe thing.
The cringe
though, right?
thing, man. Yeah,
you know?
I didn't want to say it. But you know what? As when I started music, just for clarification, man, like, I was 18.
Yeah.
I was a super egotistically driven, like, I was an 18-year-old.
As many of us are at 18.
You know,
man.
like,
yeah.
I did not know better, and I thought I did on, like, so many things. And, like, the things I placed my currency in were just, like, so off track of, like, I was 18. Okay, but, like, yeah. So, yeah, without saying that cringe word, I was just looking at, like, third party perspective, looking at feedback on a lot of, like, not even local, just like provincially wide, man, Canada wide. Like, it was crazy. You
like,
want to be a rapper, like, good luck, man.
Who your peers are in the geographical space.
Maybe, like, I wasn't even thinking, like, peers at this point. I was, like, thinking some of these guys were sick, man.
Okay.
You know? Like, and, like, still do. Some of these guys make hits, dude.
Yeah.
Shout out Stay Young.
Shout out Stay Young.
Hit maker.
Yeah.
Fucking hit maker, man.
One car, two car. Oh, bro. That shit slaps.
Shout out, fucking. Oh my god, why is this happening to me right now, man? Ruin, bro. Shout out my boy Ruin. Holy fuck, another hit maker. These two guys right now could, like. Oh, yeah.
Speaking of hit makers, you know who I
God.
ran into the other day? Ethan K. Music.
Oh, yeah, bro. Another hit maker, dude.
Hit maker, bro.
This guy makes beats that, like... And I'm saying this, bro. Like, I don't say this lightly. I've called, like, 4 blow-ups, man. And, like, I'm still riding all 3 of these guys in town locally. Ruin, Hitmaker. Let me actually, like, find the song so I can transition into this so nicely, man. This guy's so sick, dude.
If you're interested in advertising on the Garage Chats podcast, please reach out to our team at garagechatspod@gmail.com. Thank you. Okay, so while you're finding that, like, just
we can't jump back into this yet.
Okay, buddy, I'm with you.
Ruin, Hitmaker, how's the song? 70s Volvo.
Okay.
Oh my god. Stay Young, 1 car, 2 car, Ruin, 70s Volvo. So many Ethan K beats out there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, these 2 guys are no fucking joke. And, like, so slept on. I gotta finish the tangent.
Please.
On
music.
music. Like, dude, Young started it. I'm looking at this. No one knows I'm doing it. It started because I did mushrooms. I grew up listening to country music. Hated listening to rap music, dude. Like, I didn't know, man. Like, it didn't do it for me, man. Like, did mushrooms, woke up, I went to bed being like, fuck. I gotta be a rapper. My first time ever doing mushrooms. I did it with, like, 4 of my buddies. It was amazing, dude. Like, 5 of my buddies. There were 6 of us. Incredible time, dude. All of us ate the mushrooms.
Huge. That's a pretty nutso trip for the first trip.
Dude, it was fun.
Yeah.
Like, it was great.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody had a good time. Like, not one
I had
of
a
us
great time
bad
the first time I did mushrooms. Too.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah.
I wind up back at my house with my buddy, Tiger Pricker Fitness. Shout out. It's my boy. He's living down in, like, Bali right now, or Thailand, or something.
Wow.
He's always on the move, dude. Anyways, he's killing it, too, honestly. Good for him.
So many shout outs this pod already, man. I love it.
100%, man. So back to like, and, like, honestly, shout out Tiger, man. Like, he would appreciate this little nugget too, man. Like, back to the topic of cringe.
Yeah.
Bro, fucking Tiger's heard it, man. So he fucking knows, man. Like, it's hard. Like, doing this shit is fucking hard.
Yeah,
when
man.
when you're attempting to do something like this and putting yourself on display, it is hard. You're subject to being called cringe. And you know what? It's like, man, yeah, it's hard, like, when people are grinding for it, but, like, you can always find a niche and excel, man. Like, Tiger's doing really well for himself. I'm not gonna put his whole situation on blast, but the guy is living in he's in Australia right now. That's
Okay,
what it is,
word.
man. He's living in 24-hour sun for, like, the last, like, over a year, man. Living his fucking best life, living his dream, man. Mentoring, like, middle-aged people in America online about their fitness journeys. and making a good amount of money and living on his own terms.
Word.
In the sun.
Way to go.
And it's better, you know?
He's got it made in the shade.
He's got it made in the shade, made in the sun.
Yeah.
You know, made fun in the sun for the guy.
Yeah.
And, like, you know what? Like, all because he put himself out there. And it's like, I will never knock someone who's trying to better themselves and put themselves in, like, different positions, whether it be financially, socially, et cetera, unless it's at like the cost of other people. But, like, man, like, you know, like, so far so good for him, proven results. And like, being online, there's, like, certain things you have to do, and he's doing them, man. And, like, a lot of people don't understand because they're scared to take shots.
Yeah.
And, like, I get it, man. After taking shots, a life of mediocrity, I wouldn't say mediocrity, but, like, a life of, what would be the word, like, middle class right now, man, looks really appealing.
Yeah.
Like damn appealing after, like, putting myself out there. But I lived, again, getting back to the music thing, I lived by a mantra from the age of, like, from this mushroom trip that I was talking about until, like, only, like, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Like, if I don't do it now, I'm never going to do it.
Yeah.
And now I'm almost 30, 2 years into school, thankfully.
Yeah.
And, like, very thankful that I'm in school and have a path forward that, like, I feel good in. I'm getting rewarded by what I put into it.
Yeah.
Hopefully sets myself up for, like, my remaining time on life, and I can build from here on out and continue to. But, like, man, like, yeah, I don't regret chasing and doing the things I did, man. Because, like, when I look at it, it was like I back to where I left off. This mushroom trip, I started music immediately. Like, it was like I kind of had, like, this, like, a small musical background growing up. Like, would, like, sing country music and, like, took singing lessons when I was like 8 years old for like 2 years. It's
sick.
Cringe, bro. Like, back to what we're talking about. And bro, yeah, like, recorded with rest in peace, man, Mark Petrie, Kamloops legend. Okay, Kamloops legend. Did, like, performed it everywhere. Grotto, fucking Music in the Park. Guy's a legend. He was my singing instructor. We recorded a single when I was 8 years old, One Time by Justin Bieber, as, like, my singing project.
Sure.
Like, in the booth with this guy.
Word.
Dude, okay? Oh, crazy that I did that. But regardless, I think that, like, hooked me and got me into, like, music a little bit. And I used to, like, write these dog-ass songs when I was, like, 12. Nothing ever again.
Yeah.
You know? Like, ever again. Was not even on my radar. I wanted to join the military. A whole different can of worms. Post-accident, medical discharge from the Canadian military. Not chatting on this pod about that. But yeah, so getting to the point of, like, actually making this music, I like, the day after this mushroom trip, I went to bed and I was like, I want to be, like, I gotta be famous, dude. Like, I want to make money and I want to, like, be on stage. Like, I was built for this. I'm meant for this. Sorry to just jump all over the place. That's what I was.
Bro, I'm loving this.
Yeah, that's where I was at during this mushroom trip, laying in my bed, bro. Tweaking. Like, I remember this, like, yesterday, man. I was with Tiger. I tucked myself into this bed so snug as a bug, dude. It was crazy. I'm tripping still, like, mad tripping.
Oh, yeah.
And I just, like, had these, like, flashes waving over me of being like, you have to do this. Like, you are not put on this life to just clock in and clock out. Like, you gotta fuck up some stages and, like, you gotta go all over the place and, like, do this. And I just had this massive calling, and, like, crazily enough, like, a year prior on this mushroom trip, I got baptized. Like, a year prior to this. Okay? On my own volition.
As it should be.
Just decided to go and get it done, man. I went to church with my grandmother, rest in peace as well. She was so deeply religious, man. So whenever she'd come out here, I'd have to go to church with her, right?
Yeah,
So like, fuck, honestly sucked until I was there. Like I would dread it every time she came out here. I was like, fuck, rip my Sunday.
Yeah.
You know, like. I you know, she'd come home maybe once every 6 years, but I'd be like, man, that Sunday it's cooked, it's written off because we gotta go to church. You know, like I can't just play games. Tough. But as soon as we get there, I'd be like, oh, like what a wonderful place, man. Like, you know, like everyone here is just so kind. Like everyone's singing.
It's a big community.
Chilling. My grandmother, they all remember my grandmother's name. She's been here in 6 years, but they're just like immediately come up, Judy, oh my God, how have you been? And I'm like, how? Literally how? Before, like, no one's Facebooking at this time, so I'm like, how? My grandma didn't have a fucking cell phone like that, like, so I'm like, how? These people are built different, right? So I'm like, okay, this is a good community. Selfishly, at the time, 17, I was like, man, you know what? If anything ever hit the fan, I'd like to have this community.
Oh, huge.
You know, that was kind of my angle with it. I was like, I believe in what's happening here. Like, I think that's like the main thing about it is community, and I had an interesting thing. So the minister at my church is a transgender woman. Okay.
Like male to female.
Female to male.
Okay, word. Yeah.
But like was like didn't outwardly present as a male per se.
Sure.
But like I would say like if you were to look at them in today's terms, you'd be like non-binary. Like,
sure, yeah.
But had a physical procedure.
Okay, word. Okay. Yeah.
Man.
Hardcore, bro, before it was even
This is hardcore. This is 2015, 2015-ish. Yeah, okay, so like I'm like, what the fuck? I show up, my grandma shows up for my graduation. That's what it was, okay? No, it was like the summer before grade 12. Yeah, we go. She's here for like 2 weeks, man. So we hit two of them in a row, and she like buys me this book, and it was like every day, you like go with it. She got the same one, so you could like read it, and it was like a story, and like scripture together.
Sure.
It was a good read.
Yeah.
You know, it was a good read, and like paired with these two really nice visits I had on the Sundays, I started looking, and I was like, man, you know what? These people are great. You know, like these people would like literally die for me. They all remember my name. Like they all remember my name.
Yeah.
I feel like place where I go and I feel bad. Like I'm like, wow, I like want to be up to par in this place, you know, because it is so much higher than where I'm at. But like these people aren't people that even recognize that train of thought. So that was very appealing to me as a 17-year-old. And the fact that it would really appeal to my grandma as well, and like, you know, always trying to appease her. And
nice way to kind of bridge that gap and connect.
So like with that being said, I mentioned to the minister, I was like, hey, I think I want to do this. Like I think it was, she actually stayed for 3 weeks, I think. So it was like we went twice, and then the third week I said it. Man, I wound up having to have like 2 chats with her, like appointments, and just like chatting with her, dude. Being like what are my reservations, you know, like what are these what questions do I have, kind of thing.
Sure.
And like I don't think I could have got a better person, like a transgender woman to man person who just like against all odds as far as I was concerned.
She just walked this completely different path.
A path I didn't even think was possible being a part of the church.
They've walked,
yeah, and I was just like, man, you know, like what a person to like probably has answered a lot of questions or had a lot of questions, and I had questions being like, hey, you know what, like I believe, like as far as I'm concerned, I'm a man of science, you know, like I believe that, like I believe the fucking data, like we have rocks that are older than the timeline that we're talking about. Sure. So, like, we have fossils that are older than the timeline that we're talking about. So, like, what's going on? You know? Kind of just being like, you can't disprove that. And if you just tell me that, like, that's a load of crap, I'm going to tell you your shit's a load of crap. Was kind of like... And I was, like, 17 rebellious, man. Kind of being like, I got you. Like, what are you going to say about all this? You know?
Do you know about the dinosaur conspiracy? There's
Open it up.
There's this one sect. It's gonna be very short,
Okay.
but it was great timing. So there's this sect of people who believe that the dinosaurs, the fossils, all the shit we found is a test by God to try and root out those that aren't faithful.
Oh no.
Being like, yeah, man, this is all an elaborate design to to test your faith.
No. See, yeah, like my understanding too is like that's blasphemy, man. God is not like condescending. Like, God's not laying traps.
He did some pretty well shit in the Old Testament.
Old Testament, dude, yeah, 100%. Like, but here's the thing:
Fire and brimstone.
From my understanding, man, but like God's not laying traps. The God that I know is not laying traps. The God that I know is not like walking his sons, his daughters into the wall.
Uplifting and loving.
Yeah, uplifting and loving. That's one that I choose to. If I was to say that I followed a denomination, I follow an uplifting and loving. Crazy take. Catholic religion.
You got baptized as Catholic?
Yes.
Whoa, okay. I thought it was like...
Wasn't christened.
Okay.
Christian.
Yeah.
I was baptized. Catholic.
Whoa. Okay,
yeah,
wow.
Yeah, Catholic Church.
Okay, sorry, but back to your story. So you're chatting with the minister. With the minister.
Okay.
You've had multiple meetings.
Okay.
You're basically like, I'm a man of science.
Yeah, I got you cornered. Like, explain the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Essentially, their thing was like, yo, can't do it. You know? But I have faith that, like, there's an explanation there one day.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
And, like, maybe, like, who in her, and, like, their hosts, oh my god, I'm gonna get christened, like, roast, smited for misgendering. I don't know the correct pronouns. I'm gonna try and stick with them and there. But, like, yeah. And, like, amazing person. So I'm just not trying to disrespect
If there's a very benevolent person in the comments who has a side on this, please fill us in.
Yeah, for sure. So essentially, like, their perspective was that who are they to question God? Who are they to put parameters on God? Being like, no, God says the world's 10,000 years old. How the fuck do you know what God said?
You okay?
That's their perspective.
Sure.
How the fuck do you know? Have you spoken to God?
Yeah.
God did all of this. Why the fuck are you trying to tell people who he's created? What authority are you over God's children to tell them anything?
Yeah.
Essentially is her perspective.
Okay.
Or, I did it again, their perspective. So, with that being said, also with that, they mentioned that the whole reason they got into this was very similar to the feeling that I had. Where? It was like, no matter what you choose to believe in, whether you choose to believe that the world is 10,000 years old or you choose to believe the world is billions of years old and created from a cosmic explosion, God did.
Yeah.
You know? How amazing. Mm-hmm. As long as you are kind, you're loving, you're a good neighbor. You don't take too much, man. You don't ask for too much. You don't expect too much. You don't lay your burden on other people. You're going to live a good life.
Yeah.
If you live in Jesus' image, you will be successful, whatever that looks like to you.
Yeah, I think that's a super fair assessment.
That's what she told me at 17 years old, and I was like, wow, you honestly told me the one thing that you, like, could have told me to make me do this.
She put you on a wave with that.
Yeah. I was like, dude, you don't have, like, you know... And, like, I'm going to take a minute off the music thing. Let me tell... I feel like this is a really interesting, like, conversation. And, like, if, again, back to the Old Testament, man, if this was the olden days, and, like... This is going to invoke way too many questions, man. And I don't even really truly know what I believe, but I know what I believe. So let me tell you, like, my thoughts on creation.
Okay.
I think two things can exist. Okay?
Okay.
Like, if we're really thinking about space, man, you can't even think about space. Like, I've sat down and thought about space until my heart races. Okay, like, it is so fucking big and so vast. And that's only like the spots that we know about. There's spots inside of this massive spot that we know about that will take you to another fucking spot that is 10 trillion times bigger than the spot that we know about, our space. There's other spaces that have a trillion other space spots inside of that space that's already 10 trillion size bigger than our space that has other fucking spaces in it, and it just goes.
And the whole
forever.
thing, they believe,
Forever.
is constantly getting bigger.
Constantly growing. Rapidly exploding
I think that's a
outwards.
concept that, like, as humans, there's no way we can, like, grasp that.
You can't. So it makes your heart race.
We live in a finite world.
When you truly, like, holy shit, like, you can't, like, it makes my heart race, you know. And, like, I'm not saying that in that moment I don't bow out and immediately back out to just, you know, just, oh, God created it as, like, a scapegoat. Okay, no. Like, there's, like, it's taken me so long to the point where I've just, like, tried to think about it down to, like, the point of, like, literally nothing existing. And how did it happen? You know, like, there had to be something. And I'm not saying God is this, you know, male figure in the fucking sky that is, like, keeping tabs on all of us individually and is this thing that has, like, scripts and narratives for everyone's life and can intervene even. Like, I'm thinking, like, God is our explanation for, like, the Big Bang, essentially. God is whatever elements created life, whatever elements created that, like, whatever it is sentient, or it created sentient. What created consciousness? Where is that? It's like, it's so essentially that's, like, my thought of, like, what God is. Now, like, creation. I believe the world is however fucking old the scientists are saying it is. Billions, 7 billion years old. I don't know. That's how many people there are on Earth. I don't know. Old as fuck.
Yeah. Older.
Way older than the Bible says.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? I think the Bible as a history book should be treated nothing more than a history book. Okay? And, like, a good way to, like, yeah, if we want to read this history book and then decide that, like, our laws and moral, like, societal values should be based on that history book, great, 100%. That's no problem with me. We decided this book is the best way to, like, you know, read it and weep, you know? Like, if you guys want to live like this, we have proof society got fucked up. Quote, here's what happened to these people. You know, if you guys want to live fucking and just, like, have no fucking laws on fucking stealing, let's look back to what happened to these people. You know, like, essentially it's a history book, should be treated as nothing more. We've based our laws on it
with a lot of these, like, philosophical narratives woven into
absolutely
this.
But that's just the guy who's writing the book. He's heard these stories, he's writing the book. Like, that's the thing, there's these different books, man. That's, like, just different authors and, like, many different. It's a huge game of telephone too, right? So it's, like, essentially it's our, and, like, it was our best way to explain things at the time. You know, like, man, sometimes, like, there were shepherds and people who would just, like, go out, man, like, they're raising cattle. What grows in cow shit? Mushrooms, dude. Like, these boys are definitely eating mushrooms or doing something, man, and then they look at the sky, and that was a very chaotic time in our universe, man, with, like, comets, meteors, unexplained space phenomena that we probably don't even have on record of happening, that is probably going to fucking happen in the next, again, 1,000 years, that we're going to be like, holy fuck, we didn't even know that existed. But some shepherd back in 400 AD or whatever AD fucking eating mushrooms saw some shit in the sky and was like, holy fuck.
Ran to the church and told the person
God's outside.
Like, I just saw this.
God's outside. Like, you know, what do you mean you don't see him, you know? Like, so essentially, like, that's the so essentially, like, history book, it's a historical recounting. Now, with that being said, I think, like, this whole thing is, like,
I have a little thing I want to hop in on.
Yeah, hop in.
As you continue, and it's off of a comment that you made I'll keep it brief because I'm loving this stream of consciousness. This is a wicked garage chat for me. Like, I hope for everyone listening, but for me, it's a wicked garage
It's
chat.
this fucking Wagyu Delight I picked up, man. It makes me so chatty, dude. It's so big.
We got the Wagyu Delight mixing with the fish brain from the DHA. Boys are just absolutely popping.
True.
So, views change throughout life.
Yeah.
I've thought about, like, religiosity, spirituality, God, right? And this is kind of like what I came to, and it's like, I think that God works in the in-betweens.
I think God works in funny ways, brother. Sorry, continue.
It's like, so for me, like, so I really first started developing my knowledge of different like systems of religion when I was in like my last year of high school. I took this course, Comparative Civilizations, and they talked about like all these cultures around the world, and they talked about like, you know, their religious systems, their spiritual systems, and otherwise. And like one of the ones that I always thought was really interesting, the whole course was like, it into my mind today now, like, you know, 15 years later, this is still something that I'm like, wow, that was cool as fuck. We were learning about Japan, and one of like the kind of eldering religions in Japan is called Shintoism. Okay. And so Shintoism can be classified as like a nature religion. And so, again, this is from like a module in a high school course. So like, I'm going to be giving a very abbreviated consideration of this based on my understanding. But the idea is that there are these places called like kame, like divine, right? And so in these places, people will often build like Shinto shrines. And so like you'll go out there, you know, you'll pray at the Shinto shrine, and you'll like be experiencing this like location that has this quality of like divine about it, okay? And something about it, man, I was just like that is like one of the coolest like explanations about like connection to like something bigger than yourself that like I've ever had conceptualized in that way. And so when I think about like God, I think about that in a similar vein where it's like you talked about consciousness. I'll look at it from the perspective of like realizing value. Like realizing value in the experiences you partake in. So like I remember in my hometown, there's this like hidden lake that you can only get through like trails. There's no way to drive to it. There's no way to boat to it. It's like at the end of this creek system that takes you about 40 minutes to get to, right? But you get to this lake, glacier fed lake, bro, crystal clear. Like you look and you can see a stone 60 feet into the water, 20 feet deep, like right. Crystal clear water, man. And I remember going there for the first time, and like I'm looking out at it, and I was just overwhelmed with this sense of like great, like something greater, you know? Like I literally was just like, oh my God, like this is one of the most beautiful things like I've ever seen. And so my mind went back to that idea of like kame, like divine. And so then when we to correlate that back to the conversation on God, I'm like, you know, if we accept the idea that we're beings created purposefully, you know, we're stewards of the land, the animals, you know, each other. That idea, that capacity for us to have that realization of incredible experience, in my mind, that's like an argument for God. It's like because we can get a sentimental value and like experiential just overload from just witnessing something. Witnessing, for in my case, it was an environment. You know, if you witness an endearing moment between two people, you know, you witness a moment of like honor amongst two people. You like that idea of being able to extract value from that experiential stimulus is just it's wild.
It begs the question, and the statement that people say is that it was made for us.
And I think if not made for us, the fact that we can be privy to it and just have this overwhelming sense of like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that's crazy.
Yeah, and let me clarify what I'm saying there. It's like, I truly, like, I don't know if I believe the whole, like, it was made for us thing. I think it was made for all. We were made as the stewards to watch over, like you were mentioning there. But yeah, like, I think you bring up an interesting point of, like, I don't think that, like there, we've proven through multiple studies and, like, brain studies, we understand different brains and species brains on such an intricate level right now. But like you said, like 9/10 or like 60/100.
Yeah.
Again with the brain, right? Like
yeah.
we know at 9/10 right now, but in truly in reality, we know at like 9/100.
Yeah.
We think we know it so much because we haven't never known anything about it. But now that we know, like, we can look at the fact that, like, other animals and other species and other beings don't experience consciousness the same way that we do.
Agreed. Yeah.
We can classify different habits and like mental, like, behaviors. We can classify them now. And, like, ones that pertain and don't pertain to certain things, us, them, etc. Classification of many different things. So the fact that, like, humans, though, are able to experience, as far as we're concerned, almost a little bit of everything.
Mm-hmm.
Is why I feel like, again, like you were saying, like, we have these moments. We can witness love from 50 yards away.
Mm-hmm.
We can witness fear. We can feel someone in certain circumstances.
You can empathize when someone's been done wrong.
Empathy. That is like a major tell.
This invisible force that just pervades your entire being just from something that you were witness to.
So interesting. So a lack of empathy.
Mm-hmm.
An invisible force that invades your entire being that just, like, guards you from feeling anything.
Okay.
Man,
yeah.
People talking about demons, devils,
Mm-hmm.
all these angels, like, living godly, living ungodly, man. You just mentioned, like, an invisible force invading you, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like that just might be, like, Freudian, like, I don't know, just, like, classic slip of the tongue. This might have been something you've heard when you were younger, but, like, we've always just, like, referenced some sort of, like, greater being to explain these things. Maybe it's because of, like, our history and humans always relying on it to explain things, but it's like, yeah, man, like, what is that? Mm-hmm. So where I'm at, getting back to, like, what I actually believe religion, like, my fucking my beliefs here is, like, science I believe. I think the Bible is a history book. This is also, like, super blasphemous. I would be crucified, dude, back in the day for having this opinion. Like, I'm just gonna put that out there. Like, I know this, and I also, like, not willing to die over this belief. I don't think. Mm-hmm. But this is where I'm at.
Yeah.
I think this is my way to explain religion for me. I think that they say that humans were made in God's image. Okay. They say that God is very curious. Humans are very curious. Mm-hmm. We know that. Oh my God, if you put a fucking box in front of someone, like, we're like, we'll figure it out. You put, like, I'm, like, talking terrible experiments, you know, but, like, you put a human in a room, man, like, oh my God. Like, we're so curious. You can make someone do anything just by, like, almost begging them to want to know mm-hmm. why they're doing it. Like, they'll just keep doing it. Like, so many things have been done. We are so curious. People are still listening because they're so curious about my thoughts.
Yeah.
Right now. So, like, I think that us being curious, we've made up all these religions, we've made up all these things to, like, try and find the answer.
Yeah.
Science, I think, in my opinion, is, like, one of the, like, chemistry, for example, is, like, one of, like, or, like, specifically, like, molecular chemistry is like the most like one of the craziest explanations for what we're doing right now, or like what is going on. So like, essentially, I think that I said essentially so many fucking times. I think that we're trying to figure out what happened. We're unraveling everything. Water. Like, we're looking for equations, man. We're trying to find out the equations that, quote unquote, God used to create the earth. To create life. To create every single thing, man. Our classification, like the periodic table of elements, man, the classification of elements is like the biggest explanation to tell you that we are just trying to figure out how God made all of this shit. Quote unquote God. Water. 2 hydrogens, 1 oxygen, tiny little molecules, atoms, man. Like, it's like what, man? Like, we've been able to find out the equation to create water. We can create water in a lab. We can just create water with atoms in a tube.
Yeah.
We like, that's super fucking easy. That's like grade 8 chemistry class, man. Like, that's grade 8 chemistry labs. Like, you can create shit. You can create substances, man. Compounds, mixtures. Like, you can fucking create stuff that the earth was made out of, man.
Yeah.
Like, or maybe you can't. Maybe you can't create a pure substance.
I think, doesn't that come back to the idea that
you can't create an
energy
element.
Can't be like created or destroyed? It's just like passed on.
Yeah,
it's like,
it's like heat's just transferred. It's never lost.
Yeah.
It's just gained. Sorry, it's gained or like, it's like gained and lost. It's never like, it never destroyed. Yeah, 100%. So like, I don't know. I'm truly not sure. But like, my whole thing is just like, man, we're trying to find out the equations. As far as I'm concerned, like, we're figuring out some of these equations. I'm not saying it's God. Maybe it's not. Maybe, like, we can prove the Big Bang, and if we can, sick. Like, in, like, the actual origin, you know? If we're okay, the Big Bang, great, but, like, you know, it was these 2 elements hit, and then it happened. Okay, well, like, where were these 2 elements?
Yeah.
They were here. Okay, well, where did that place come from?
Yeah.
We'll never have the answer. Like, we'll truly never have the answer of where this all happened to come from, which is why, again, like, I feel like people just revert back to, like, God as the scapegoat answer of, like, it's easy. You don't have to have these conversations that we're having right now if you just say God did it, you know? Like,
well, and I think in my mind, you have to look at the different realms. So, science is a measurable realm.
Right. 100%.
You know?
Yeah.
I think, like, the argument that people will use, I think, to kind of discredit religiosity, spirituality, all of that is, like, they'll be like, oh, well, you know, you can't prove that it's real.
Yeah,
you know?
100%.
And so, like, and in that argument, what you're doing is you're bridging the measurable world as we understand it into this completely different realm called faith. And so, by the nature of something being faith, you accept that it is immeasurable.
Right.
You know, it's not even apples to oranges, it's apples to potatoes, or it's apples to a ball of lead. You know, it's like these 2 things do not coexist and have this sense of transference to one another.
Right.
It's like faith, by virtue of being faith, is something immeasurable. It's a belief, right?
I'm going to interject. I was just like, while you were having that conversation there, I was thinking, as you mentioned it, like, of a scientific study. Man, I wonder, like, I just, like, thought about it. It's like, all right, a scientific study. Like, and I'm not, like, trying to, like, go to bat for, like, religion by any means. I just feel like this conversation, like, yeah, each side needs an advocate, and, like, I'm totally not willing to die on this hill. Again, let me just, like, what would a scientific experiment look like? And, like, this was, like, someone who's, like, granted, I'm just starting my 2nd year. So, like, anyone who is doing, like, any level of sciences, or even anyone who's better than me at sciences in my 1st year, like, could probably shit on this. But, like, so here's my thought. My theory is that we're uncovering the equations used by God to create the earth.
Okay.
In the universe, e.g., elements,
Yeah.
are elements. Elements are elements, essentially. But like the elements on the periodic table are the elements used in these equations.
Sure.
And yeah, I feel like that'd be the theory.
Yeah, sure.
Essentially, that'd be like a working theory.
Sure, yeah.
Hypothesis is that if I was to like, I hypothesize that if I have like access to like a box, a working box, essentially a vacuum, that and all elements that we're aware of on the planet, I could create a Earth-like biome and atmosphere.
Like, time is no consideration. You can do any sort of combination with any sort of, like,
I can intervene.
Yeah.
I can intervene. Yeah.
Yeah.
Time is
in
no...
this hypothetical
in this
situation.
super hypothetical.
Yeah,
I have a
yeah.
working box, vacuumed out, space, essentially, the vacuum.
Yeah.
But I have access to the plethora of atoms, elements, everyone that is available to us on the periodic table that we're aware of.
Mm-hmm.
I have access to them, like an inventory full of each element,
Mm-hmm.
and I can just fucking chop it up for as long as it takes in this box. Give me like 10 billion years. Like, we at least know the universe that old or something, you know? Like, give me 10 billion years. I can chop it up, and I'll make something resembling Earth. Maybe not like its current state of like, you know, buildings and fucking people and shit, but like, you know, some water with some fucking, maybe some like some land and some mountains with like an atmosphere, some rain, maybe like a cycling system, and maybe some fucking bacteria and plants. Like, I might be able to go hard, man, you know? If I introduce carbon to that bitch, dude, some carbon, throw that in there, open it up, put some little bit of phosphorus in the water.
You're like, what would things
Start
be
growing
like
coral?
if we had these silicon life forms?
Yeah, you know, like, you know, that's what I'm saying. If I had access to every single element, I bet I could make something. Now, here's the controls. So I have my one box that I can intervene, and then there's a box, same vacuum, same parameters, except for all of the elements are just tossed in. No intervention.
Okay.
10 billion years goes by.
Mm-hmm.
I get to grind it out. Just me, though. Like, and I'm not God, you know? Like,
Yeah.
But I just get to grind it over 10 billion years with these elements and try and figure it out. What would happen? Like, you know, this kind of thing is like, are these elements just going to fucking just fuck a million times and trillion gazillion times until this happens over the 10 billion years on their own?
Mm-hmm.
Are they even going to meet in that vacuum of space without intervention? Are they even going to fucking get together? Or is that saying space is so big that there's trillions of elements out there that have never even entered our atmosphere that we didn't even fucking know about? But just these ones are the ones that created us. That's like the argument for the other box.
That's super cool. You know where my mind goes with this? Is like, what you were talking about essentially is human intervention versus like this kind of natural structure, natural progression that would happen, okay? Kind of this like invisible hand, right? In each of those cases you talked about. One where you're actively doing
the invisible hand.
One where it's just doing it.
Where it's just doing it, yeah.
My mind instantly went back to the AI topic you started this off with. Human intervention, me making up the short story, or this program that was just given a prompt, generated multiple potential concepts off of that prompt.
One survived.
And one survived, and that's the one that was read. And then we gauged that with our human minds. And we're like, okay, there's like an element where humans were directly involved. There's this element where this process, this entirely machine-driven process, pulling from countless sources,
a bank,
a
just
bank,
like a fucking limitless bank
of
thousands,
ideas.
I've had I've had thousands of conversations with this thing. Could have pulled that story from. Like,
Yeah. And,
you know?
and
So
then,
imagine that, like, that limitless bank of elements from the universe of universes of universes that our universe came from.
that's it.
Essentially.
That's it.
And we're just the universe that survived.
Yeah, man.
And we're the story about the raccoon and the fucking deer, dude. That's all we are.
It could be. But, like...
In the grand scheme of things, we're the raccoon that fucking stood on two legs, ate a granola bar, spilled water on itself, and ran off into the woods. And then was never seen again when we get destroyed by an asteroid. We had our 10 seconds of, we had our 10 seconds of consciousness, and then it was all over.
Yeah. And
we're the raccoon that had consciousness, had the granola bar, spilled water on itself, and fucked off into the woods.
Pretty wild, buddy. Garage Chats episode 4. I think that's a wrap, brother.
Right on. Yeah.
We'll see y'all next time.
Yeah, buddy. Till next time, man. And we're gonna be back with AI again.
Oh yeah. This is the tip of the iceberg.